Phillies have the most pressure because of the looming lockout, because of what you just said, Ricky. This core group's never won. So I took them off and said, all right, let's just make this about the Eagles and the Sixers, because I do believe the Phillies should have the most pressure, because this might be their final best shot as a group. Now, it doesn't mean they can't win in a couple years if they revamp things.
It has a lot to do with what's looming. I agree with that. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, and last night was tough to watch. That bullpen, Alvarado last night, man.
Yeah, I don't how do I put this without being completely grave about it? He can't throw strikes. I mean, consistent strikes. When was the last time you saw him go out there and it's like bang, 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 the inning's over?
I can't remember.
I mean, you would think that a high leverage reliever would have a bunch of games like that, then maybe have a stinker or two, and then get back on track, and then have a stinker or two. But, I mean, not like this. This is almost every night. He can't control his pitches like that. I'm going to ask you a question. If this was a young kid and he came up to the big league level and he was doing that, what would happen?
If he was a young kid, he was doing that, they sent him down.
Yes.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
And, I mean, you're talking about a guy that's making, what, $9 million, whatever it is this year?
Were you surprised that they doubled down and brought him back?
Yes.
Like, he gets suspended last year.
Well, they doubled down, but if you remember, they got him for cheaper. It was like he was supposed to make 12, instead he made 9 or 8, whatever it is. I mean, you're still paying him a lot of money to do a big job. And I don't know. I don't know what to tell you about Alvarado. He just doesn't throw strikes.
Yeah, so last night he walks the bases loaded.
Hit a guy.
And then walks the run in on 4 pitches.
Yeah.
4 straight balls.
Yep.
It's tough to watch. And then the new reliever they got from the Mets was not any better.
And when you Rayleigh was not good last night. He did not give up an extra base hit since like June. Remember we heard that yesterday? I think it was Jason Stark told us that.
And he gave up, a home run and a double last night.
I mean, what is this? The curse of the bullpen of the Phillies?
Wasn't fun to watch, I'll tell you that.
No, it was not fun to watch. Give the Phillies a little bit of credit in the sense that they kept coming back in the game. They kept fighting in the game. I get that. Andrew Painter goes down with a hamstring, throwing too many pitches early on in the game. There's so much wrong.
So now you got your fingers crossed that the Painter hamstring's minor, that Derek Hill's not going to be out for an extended period of time. Have we heard anything about Harper's wrist? Was he all right sliding in the second when the wrist went under him?
We haven't heard much.
All right, so we'll bring any updates on that.
The updates, Don Mattingly's probably talking around 3:30. I'm sure we'll get some kind of updates on people.
Yeah, so we'll get updates. And we're starting to see people stir down there at the introductory press conference for JAYLEN Brown. So had a feeling this was going to be a little bit late. This is a big deal. Like we said, it's in the community. There's a lot of kids that he has there. There's a lot of people there.
I don't know if they're stirring. Looks like they're just standing there looking at. What are they looking at?
I think that's standing around. Is that stirring?
No, because there's a bunch of
come on.
Well, there's a bunch of people sitting, but then there's a bunch of people under the basket unless he's over there like with kids doing something, no?
Yeah, I can't tell. You're right, off to the left-hand side.
That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, I can't really tell what's going on.
Maybe the almighty Booney will tell us.
A lot of people down there. I see Amy Fadul.
Amy's there, yeah.
I see Fadul.
Colin Newby right in the middle.
Colin Newby from 97.5 The Fanatics over there. So it's a big day. This is a big day.
How many rats do you think are there?
Oh, no.
What's that mean?
People that normally don't cover the team.
Oh, I already saw one. Yeah, I already saw one.
How many rats?
Yeah, I already saw one of them posting that they were down there. But, yeah, it should be fun. It should be fun. We got JAYLEN Brown coming up at any minute. This is an exciting time for Sixers fans. We really just can't get enough of everything that's going on. The season, it feels like we got such a long way to go now, though.
Well, there is a long way to go. I mean, you think about it, it's really, October? I mean, we got a ways. But we're going to get plenty of Sixers action because the schedule comes out, next week, I believe?
I'm surprised we don't have it yet.
Yeah, I don't know if they didn't. He may have moved it back because of the Sixers, because of the moves the Sixers made. But I know Adam Silver was getting pissed, remember?
Yeah, because
he said the schedule has to come out.
They'll finalize the TV schedule.
Yeah, I mean, you have to start realizing when they're going to be playing. You and I aren't going to have any vacation days, William.
Nope, no holidays for anyone in media this year in the city of Philadelphia between the Eagles and the Sixers. All right, when we asked that question, though, as we're waiting for JAYLEN Brown, which team has more pressure to win this season? And you and I both are saying, yeah, it's the Sixers, and it seems like a majority of the people would agree with that. Let's look at the coaches. Which coach has more pressure? Is there more pressure on Nick Nurse, or is there more pressure on Nick Sirianni? A lot of people are saying Sirianni's on the hot seat. I don't agree with that. I think he's had a lot of success here. He's already won a damn Super Bowl. Nurse really hasn't won anything since he's been here. He won in Toronto. But if the teams both fall short of what we would deem successful seasons, would they both be out? Are they both facing that type of pressure where they would both be replaced if they don't get to the promised land?
I think Sirianni's safe. The more that I've thought about this, I just think he's safe. You don't expect the only way Sirianni's going is a unexpected collapse. And what I mean by that, just absolutely terrible season. Do you see that happening? I don't.
No, absent injuries, I wouldn't expect it.
Well, if there's injuries, then that's not really the fault of the coaches.
Yeah.
But Nick Nurse, you have been handed a silver platter with a bunch of gold bars on it. What are you going to do?
Yeah, you better make
How
it
could
work.
you not make that? I feel the pressure for him. How could he not?
Well, and the thing, too, is if the Eagles fall short, you might see changes to personnel. If the Sixers fall short, you still got Joel. You're going to have LeBron. You're going to have Jaylen Brown. You're going to have Maxey.
You're going to run it back.
Yeah, it would be the coaches. Like they would. That's why there's probably more pressure not only on the Sixers but on Nick Nurse to make this all work, putting all these pieces together.
I agree. I agree 100%. I don't know. I look at a guy like Nick Sirianni and say he's had a lot of success here. He's got a lot with him, a lot of working for him. He's picking the right coaching staff. It really seems like. And I just don't think he's on that hot seat. I feel like he's pretty comfortable underneath Howie's wing, if that'll do.
Man, oh man, it's just I love that we're even
Don't
having
you
these
feel like
conversations.
Nick and Howie are hand in hand right now?
It seems like it, but I mean, look, if they don't have, I'm a Sirianni guy, but if the team struggles, they're not getting rid of Howie. They're never going to get rid of Howie.
If the team struggles, I think you should get rid of Dom. I'm kidding, Dom.
Yeah.
Big Dom.
But now it'll be interesting. Like when you look at pressure on the Sixers versus the Eagles, you said it earlier, more pressure on the Sixers as a group. I think you could look at the Eagles, though, and argue there's more pressure on some of the individuals, like Jalen Hurts. A lot of pressure to make this work.
Yeah, but why? Because we know that his contract is no longer guaranteed after this season. Isn't that what it really comes down to? See, I see what you're doing. You're placing, not blame, but you're placing a tag on somebody because of what's happening in their careers and where they are in their careers. Yeah, you're always going to have that. You're always going to – there's pressure on players that are playing in Cleveland. I don't know why I keep bashing Cleveland, but every time it comes up, that's who I go to, the Cleveland Browns. And, I mean, there's pressure on players there, too, to have to perform. I think Jalen's just one of those guys that everybody's focused on this year because you brought in Sean Mannion. We know he's changed the offense. You know he's trying to make Jalen do some different things this season, and that's why. That is why. To see if he can adapt. If he can adapt, the pressure's going to loom on him.
Yeah, I mean, you and I both are big Jalen guys in terms of he always wins.
He does always win.
And there's going to be some questions how he fits this new offense. But from all early returns have been good on Jalen Hurts. We're going to have Tim McManus of ESPN joining us at 4 o'clock, assuming the Jaylen Brown press conference happens before 4 o'clock. I mean, at this rate, we might be waiting until 4 o'clock for Jaylen Brown.
Why are you complaining? Let's just talk, man. We're having a good conversation. Why are you complaining about something you have no control over?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You don't have any control about what Jaylen Brown does right now.
I was making a joke. Was a joke?
It sounded like you were being.
Control the controllables.
Yes, it was a joke.
Sounded like you were being a crybaby.
Well, it's because we are also live on YouTube for the first time in quite some time. So we have a new audience on YouTube that has never seen the show before.
Oh, wow.
They're waiting for Jaylen Brown. They're complaining in the YouTube chat on NBC
Chad, I'm not
Sports
gonna lie to
Philadelphia
you, Chad.
about Jaylen Brown not being here yet. So I'm a man of the
I just
people.
don't get
I am
this show.
voicing
Why
the
are they
same
complaining?
complaints.
They get me.
Well, that's what they're complaining mostly about. I wasn't going to say it.
97.5 is fucking loving.
They're mostly complaining that they got to look at Ricky instead
that
of Jaylen
LeBron's
Brown.
here.
You see, he
man.
walked right into
We
that.
still
one.
got
And by
shitty
the way,
hosts,
this is flat
shitty
out.
guests.
cue the
shit he
shots at
takes.
Bill now
You
on
can tell
social
some of
media.
these
You
motherfuckers
just
don't even watch the
open
game.
yourself up.
I think
Yeah,
last season
people
one
are
guy's
gonna
like
come
Joel
after me.
Embiid, blah, blah,
No,
blah,
but in
blah.
all
I'm like,
seriousness,
dude,
we
you
got
can watch the
Jaylen Brown any
fucking
minute.
games, dog.
We'll have Tim McManus from
Like, what are we
ESPN at 4
talking
o'clock to
about?
break everything down
This
with
dude's
the
getting
Eagles.
butthurt
And the
by
question we're
Ricky
throwing
Bo
out to everybody
telling him,
today
like,
with
you
the
can't control
excitement around the
Jaylen Brown.
Sixers and with their
Like,
always
actually
being
have the
excitement around the
conversation. Stop being a
Eagles,
fucking
who has
bitch.
more
Like,
pressure
oh my
to
God.
win this season? And I think we all agree, yes, the Sixers as a whole. But the reason I brought up Jalen Hurts is because, yeah, he's actually playing for his next contract. And most people would say, yeah, get him that next contract. The guy only wins. If they don't look good in this new offense, it'll be a lot of questions next offseason. There will be a lot of questions.
There will be, but I don't think it will focus on Nick Sirianni. I think you're absolutely 100% right when you say it's going to focus on certain players. And did they do their job? I mean, do you feel? I don't think the pressure is just on Jalen Hurts. I think the pressure goes to the receiving room too. You could say what you want. No more A.J. Brown. You have Devontae Smith that's really got to stand up, stand on his head. Mekhi Lemon, is he going to be able to do it? Dontavian Wicks. There's a lot of newness within that room and a lot of changing of the guard in that room. So, I mean, yeah, I think there's pressure on a lot of people.
What would you say, though, who has the most pressure on them on the Eagles?
To do well?
Yeah.
The offensive line.
Yeah, I get it. I think that's the most important thing. We need the offensive line back.
I know you're going to Jalen Hurts.
No, but I'm saying, is there really that much pressure on Lane Johnson? Like, he's at the end of his career.
What? Don't take a shot at Lane. Those are my boys up front.
Time out. Who took a shot at Lane Johnson?
You just did. He's on the end of his career.
You can't twist what I say and say that I'm taking a shot at Lane Johnson. There is no pressure on Lane Johnson. His legacy is already cemented. He is one of the best right tackles in the history of the game. That is not taking a shot at him to say there's no pressure on him. He's already proven everything. If he's not healthy this year, it's a big loss for the Eagles, but doesn't mean anything towards Lane.
See, in watching the last 4 seasons, the one thing that is very noticeable is that when those guys are on top of their game and those guys are playing really good football in front of Jalen Hurts, it makes everybody else's job easier. And I think that's why I was saying the pressure on the offensive line. Why? Because if the offensive line is not good, who's going to be in trouble?
Yeah, I think that's probably the most important question. You and I have talked about this a lot, and we agree on it. Most important question for the Eagles coming into the season, offensive line.
Yes. But
before anything else.
I guess if you're microscoping it and you say, okay, who is the pressure on? It is on Jalen Hurts. There's no doubt about it because of the changes. Although I will give him a lot of credit. He's been through changes almost every single year he's been here.
Damn right, yeah.
I mean, how would you feel being the quarterback, having to learn new language every single year, new offenses, new quirks in the offenses, different players? I just think it's just not that easy. And on top of that, you have to have a personal relationship with the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, so a lot to get to with the Eagles. Timmy Mack will join us at 4 o'clock, but we're waiting on Jaylen Brown. It looks like it's getting closer. They just showed a picture. Mike Yancey's there. Josh Harris is there. Now, Nick Nurse is not in attendance because, he's got his charity thing down in Iowa. So we won't see Nick Nurse there today. He's got his charity event in Iowa as Tyrese Maxey has his tonight. But we're waiting on Jaylen Brown. It's going to be exciting, though. I mean, you're not only going to have the Eagles, you're going to have the 76ers this year. And to see how all these pieces fit together, are you expecting them to hit the ground running and be like the 2001 Sixers where they start the season undefeated, or you think we're going to see some growing pains with these guys?
I think there's definitely going to be growing pains, but I mean, I haven't seen the schedule yet, so how would we know if they're going to be undefeated for the first 10 games or not? I think they're going to be a good team one way or the other. The reason why I think they're even a better team is because this is depth. When you think about it, all these guys, at least two of the guys are definitely getting older. In the sense that you look at Embiid.
All right. It's really blowing my mind. These fucking people talking like they don't know dick. First of all, of course there's going to be growing pains. Like literally, of course. Are they going to get booed? Yes. Are we going to think the fucking sky is falling? Yes. If we don't think the sky is falling by game 15, then you ain't been here for long enough to understand how this shit works. It's a fucking cycle. Just like a Ben Simmons shooting summer. It's a fucking cycle. These dickheads don't know shit. You see Joel Embiid, chat? Joel Embiid looks fucking awesome. This is the first time I think Joel Embiid looked like this since he was probably 18 years old. Straight up, Joel Embiid looks the best he's ever looked. And I remember when this motherfucker was going to Chick-fil-A, chat. Joel Embiid used to go to Chick-fil-A and get 4 fucking chicken sandwiches, fucking 2 milkshakes, 2 sodas, and he would eat that shit and then still go drop 50 fucking points like it was going out of style. It's just like, I'm tired of fucking 97.5 talking about, well, this and well, that and well, this and well, that. Shut the fuck up. We know what's going to happen already. We ain't stupid. We know it's going to be fucking growing pains. We know that we're going to stink right off the bat. But once again, we have LeBron James. We have Jaylen Brown. Every other fucking year, it's been Joel Embiid and a bunch of idiots. And then you got Tyrese Maxey. Now you got VJ Edgecombe. Literally, chat. It was Joel Embiid and the retards. Straight up. That's how that shit went, and that's why we always stunk. Motherfucking Joel Embiid carrying the whole city on his back, breaking his knees, breaking his fucking left knee, right knee, one fucking MCL. God forbid he didn't break an ACL. He didn't pull or tear an ACL. He fought ankle, foot, like... If anybody in the world, I'm done yapping, if anyone in the fucking world deserves this, it's Joel Embiid. So let's stop asking if he's healthy. He already looks healthy. He's not eating 15 burgers a day. He's not drinking Shirley Temples. He's literally in shape. And the awesome part about that is, it's probably the first summer that he was able to spend time with his son and not be in pain. Like, that alone, fucking sick. Fucking sick.
And for Jaylen and his family. We're going to open up the questions right now. We just ask that you please state your name and affiliation, and wait until you have the microphone. So with that, we'll
start. Tony Jones from The Athletic. My question is, what's this summer been like?
What's this summer been like
Just kind of handle
for you
emotionally.
to, just kind of handle mentally, emotionally,
just dealing with upheaval
in terms of,
for the first
just
time
dealing
in your
with
career.
upheaul for the first time in your
like
career.
now that you
What's
kinda
it
have some finality,
like now that you
with your
kind of have some
situation
finality
that you can move forward?
with your situation and that you can move forward?
Thank you. What's your name again?
Thank you. What's your name again?
Oh, first and foremost, thank you for
Tony.
having me, everybody.
Oh,
Thank you,
first and
Francis
foremost,
J.
thank you for having me, everybody.
Community
Thank you
is
to
very
Francis
important
J.
to me, so,
Community is very important to me, so
my first intro to
I'm excited to be able to do here my first
Thank you to the
intro to
organization.
Philadelphia.
And
thank you to the
I appreciate
organization,
everybody that's in the room.
and
I'm excited to be here.
I appreciate everybody that's in the
I'm
room.
looking
I'm
forward to
excited
the
to be
journey.
here. And
To
I'm
answer
looking
your
forward to the
question,
journey. To answer your question,
you know what I mean?
it's been a lot of emotions.
A process.
You know what I mean? It's been
To be honest, I'm
a
still
process.
processing to some
To
degree.
be honest, I'm still
Just,
processing to
one,
some degree.
excitement,
Just
coming to a
one,
new
the
city, new
excitement
place, new
of coming to a new
expectations,
city,
new
new
energy,
place,
and
new
also
expectations,
leaving somewhere
new
that
energy,
you've
then
been
also
for a very, very
leaving
long
somewhere
time.
that
I've been
you've been for
in
a
Boston
very, very
for
long
10
time.
years.
Like I've been
I'm
in Boston
29
for
years
10
old.
years.
So I was there
29
a third
years
of my
old.
life.
So I was
met
there a third of my life.
lifelong friends.
I met
people I'll still be
some
connected
people, some
to,
lifelong
but,
friends, some people I'll still be
and
connected
anything
to.
that
But,
you start something
and
new,
anything that
it's an end of something
starting
else.
something
So,
new, it's the end of something else. So
it's just a process, just like
it's
everybody
just,
else has to
it's
deal
just
with
a
certain
process,
things. It's no
just like
different,
everybody
but,
else has to deal with certain things.
Yeah,
no
it's just
different,
been
but,
public, so that's the only
it's just
difference.
been public, so that's the only difference.
Hey, JAYLEN, back here in the middle. Hi, Gina Mizell.
Hey,
from the
JAYLEN, back
Philadelphia
here in the middle.
Inquirer.
Hi,
Great to
Gina
see you.
Mizell from the Philadelphia Inquirer.
You're obviously
Great
coming
to
off
see
a
you.
career season.
You're obviously
and now
coming
you're
off
joining
a career
with a lot
season,
of
and now you're joining a roster with a lot of expectations now going into this
some of
year.
your new teammates
As you've
and sort of
gotten to know
gone
some of
through
your
that
new
sort of
teammates and sort of
saying,
gone through that sort of
what do you
processing
feel like
thing.
this team
what do you
most
feel like
needs from you, both
this
on the court
team
and off the court,
most
especially
needs
with
from you, both
the
on the court and off the
championship
court,
experience that you
especially
bring?
with the championship experience
I'm
that
not
you bring?
sure completely yet. I think we'll
I'm
figure
not
out
sure completely
as,
yet. I think we'll figure
time
out
goes on as we start to spend time with each other.
time
get on
goes
the court,
on as we start to spend time with
and
each
have
other, get on the
conversations,
court,
et cetera. But
and
I'm
have
excited to just be
conversations, et
myself.
cetera. But
I
I'm
think
excited
that's
to just be
one
myself.
thing that I can promise the
I
city
think
and the
that's
organization.
one thing that I can promise the city and the
coaching staff,
organization.
I'm gonna come in every single day,
coaching staff,
and be
and I'm
myself,
gonna
put
come
my
in
best
every
foot
single
forward,
day and be
lead
myself,
with
put
my
my best foot
integrity,
forward,
lead with my
lead with my integrity, lead with my mentality,
capacity,
and
my
lead
will
with
to
my
win. So
capacity.
we'll
and
figure
my will
out
to win.
the X's and O's
So
and the ins and
we'll
outs.
figure out the
But
X's and
winning
O's
is
and the ins and
the
outs.
agenda.
But
So
winning
that's the
is
first thing
the
that's on my
agenda.
mind.
So that's the first thing that's on
Hi,
my
JAYLEN.
mind.
Over here.
Hi,
Over
JAYLEN.
here. Adam
Over here.
Aronson from Philly Voice.
Over
You've
here.
played
Adam
against
Aronson
this
from
team
Philly
more
Voice.
than any other.
You've
in
played
your
against
career.
this team
I'm curious,
more than
you
any
sort of
other
alluded
in
to
your
it.
career.
The
I'm
process
curious.
of
You sort of
not
alluded
just
to
turning
it.
a page
The
on
process
your
of
10 years
not
in
just
Boston,
turning the
but
page on
sort of
your 10
processing
years
that
in
this
Boston,
team that has
but
been
sort
a
of
rival of
processing
yours
that
for
this
so
team
long
that
is
has
now
been
where you're going to
a
be.
rival
What
of
has
yours
that
for so long is
sort
now
of
where
been
you're
like,
going
and
to
how
be.
have
Just
you
what has that
sort of
been
that
like, and
aspect
how
of
have
it as
you
someone
put
who's
a process
competed
that
against this
aspect
team
of
for
it
so
as someone
long?
who's
Yeah,
competed
as
against
someone
this
who's
team for so
competed
long.
against
Yeah,
Philadelphia
as someone who's
for a large
competed
amount of
against
time,
Philadelphia
one thing I can say
for
is
a
the
large
fan
amount of
base
time.
here is
One thing I can say
incredible.
is the fan base
Like, they really
here
get
is
behind the
is
guys. It's
incredible.
one of the harder
Like,
playing
they really get
arenas
behind the guys.
to
It's
be
one of
in,
the harder playing
with the
arenas
intensity
to
level,
be in,
with the
with the
engagement,
intensity
so
level,
with the fan,
with the engagement. So with the
they
fans,
just, you can tell that they love
they just,
the city and the
you
team.
can tell that they
So
love
that's the first thing that
city
you
and the
notice.
team.
And then,
So
other
that's
than
the
that,
first thing that you notice. And then,
it's always been
other than
talented
that, the
players
talent
that come
level,
through Philadelphia.
it's always been talented players that
I've
come
been
through
in the league,
Philadelphia.
and this team now is no different. So
this team now is no different.
To watch
So
some of these guys
being
from
able
afar,
to
Maxie,
watch some of these guys from afar, Maxie,
and developing
B,
their careers, and even having a
accelerating and
relationship with
developing
them.
their careers, and even
Before I
having
got
a relationship with them.
it's nothing but
Before I
respect.
got here,
Some of the best players in
it's
the
nothing but
league.
respect.
I've been in
Some of the
Philadelphia,
best players in the league.
and now we're just
have
all
been in
coming together.
Philadelphia.
So
And-
I'm looking
and now
forward
we're
to the
just all
journey.
coming together. So I'm looking forward to the journey.
JAYLEN right here.
To your right.
JAYLEN right here.
Pat Gallen from CBS.
To your right, Pat
What
Gallen
has
from
your
CBS.
communication been so
What has
far
your
with
communication
members of the
been so
organization,
far with
Joel, Tyrese,
members of the organization, Joel,
I'm
Tyrese?
sure they've reached out to you, but
Have they?
what
I'm
has
sure
that
they've
level of
reached out to you, but
communication been?
what has that level of
Who reached
communication
out
been? And
first? Who was the first one
who
to
reached out
get in touch with you after the
first?
trade?
Who was the first one to get in touch with you after the trade?
Yeah,
I'm not even sure. When it first got traded,
I'm not even sure. When it first got traded, I just threw my phone across the room.
But who was first? It might have been Max. I think Max.
Who was first? It might have been Max. I think Max reached out to me first.
I know it's a lot of stuff
going on. Reached out and was like, I know it's a lot of stuff going on right now.
Excited to have you.
But
stuff like that. Maxie and
excited
VJ
to have
was
you.
probably around the
Stuff
same
like
time.
that. Maxie and VJ was probably around the same
But
time.
I would say that. What was the other question you
But
asked?
I would say that. What was the other question you asked?
Oh yeah. We talk.
Oh yeah.
Damn near every day.
We talk.
We got like group chats.
Damn near every day.
Multiple
almost.
now.
We got like group
and
chats.
we we
multiple
all
now.
trying to
And
figure
we
this thing
like,
out.
we
LeBron
all
he's active
trying to
in the
figure
group
this thing
chat,
out.
so
LeBron is
we're
active
just trying
in the
to
group
all
chat.
get on the
So
same page. I think
we're
everybody
just trying to all get on the same
knows
page. I
how how,
everybody,
incredible
knows
the
how
opportunity that we have, but we also
incredible the
gotta put in the
opportunity
work.
that we
So,
have. But we also got to put in the
is
work.
on that,
So,
putting in the
my
work,
focus
earning the respect
is on that,
from the
putting in
city,
the work,
from the
earning
coaching
the
staff,
respect
everything, like,
from
it
the
takes
city,
time.
from the coaching
You know,
staff,
so
everything.
I
Like, it
understand
takes
how that
time.
process of
You know,
winning
so
works.
I understand
You
how
know,
that
you
process
gotta
of winning works.
build from the foundation,
You know,
build
you
up.
gotta build from the
Can't skip
foundation
steps.
and build up.
So
You
we're not
can't skip
skipping those steps. We started early.
So we're not skipping those steps. We started early.
Jalen, in the back here to your left. Adam Himmelsbach in the back here to the left. Adam Himmelsbach with Boston Globe. You mentioned on your live stream that there was kind of communication from the Celtics during the process, and then something changed, and you felt like there was kind of a lack of respect. What bothered you about how this all transpired?
The whole process. To be honest, I don't
The whole
even-
process.
My mind is so
to be honest,
focused on
I
what's
don't
in front of me.
even. My mind is so focused on what's in front of me.
Moving on.
To be honest,
maybe one
moving
day
on.
you share the details of kind of
maybe
how
one day
everything transpired.
you share the details of
all the
how
moving
everything
parts
transpired and
that took place
all
in
the
this.
moving parts
Obviously, it's a lot of
that took place in
speculation.
this. Obviously, it's a lot of
I feel no need to chime in
speculation.
on it because I'm
I
focused
feel
on what's
no
in
need
front
to
of me.
chime in on it
Just
because
aside
I'm
from
focused on what's in front of me.
Just aside from that aspect of it, how do you look back on your time as a
I look back
Celtic?
at the city of Boston. And
I look back.
grateful.
I look back at the city of Boston, and I'm grateful.
As a man, as a
I've
human
been able to
being there.
develop
Spend a lot of
as a
time
man,
in the
as a human
community,
being there.
a lot of time
Spend a
at
lot of time in the
university,
community,
studying, learning,
a lot of time at university,
figuring out how to
studying and
approach,
learning.
how I
figuring
wanted to
out
go
how to
about my
approach,
philanthropy,
figure out how I wanted to go about my philanthropy, figure out how I wanted to approach how to carry myself.
My most
A
developmental
lot of my
years
most
as a young
important
man,
years, my
I
most
spent in
developmental
Boston. I got
years as
there
a
at
young
19.
man. I spent in Boston. I got there at 19.
I didn't do a 4-year degree.
I didn't go.
Because I left
do a
early, so I
4-year
spent
degree.
time,
Because
I
I
got my
left
degree
early,
in
so I
Boston,
spent time.
so I spent time
I
there.
got my degree in
So
Boston, and
the
I
relationships
spent
are
time
still there, the connection
So
is still there.
The relationships are still there. The connection is still there.
Continue my foundation
I'm
work,
looking forward to
and as
continue
well
my
as
foundation
expanding it,
work, and
to
as
here
well as
to
expanding
Philadelphia.
it.
But
To
I'm
Philadelphia,
very
but
grateful for my experience.
I'm very grateful
Boston
for my
10 years
experience.
is
My
a
tenure
perfect
in
cycle.
Boston, 10
Perfect
years
number for
is a perfect
completion.
cycle.
So
Perfect number
we won a
for
championship.
completion. So we
and
won
I
a
have nothing
championship.
but respect for the city of Boston. But now
Respect for the city of
it's time to
Boston.
move forward a little
But
bit.
now it's time to move forward a little bit.
JAYLEN, Amy Fadul, NBC Sports Philadelphia. right
Amy
here.
Fadul, NBC
A
Sports
lot was
Philadelphia.
made at the
right
time
here.
of you being left
A
off
lot was
that
made at
Olympic
the
roster,
time
and
of
you
you
even
being
spoke
left
to how
off
that
that
kind of
Olympic roster,
fueled
and
you.
you even spoke
Do you
to how
feel a
that kind of
similar
fueled
sentiment
you.
after the
Do
trade?
you feel a similar
especially maybe when
sentiment
you're gonna
after the
face
trade,
Celtics this year?
especially maybe when you're going to face the Celtics this
Say
year?
that one more time.
Say that one more
You're going to
time.
face him a couple times. You're going to face him a
yeah.
couple times.
Yeah.
Hey, this is one day at a
I'm
time.
just hey, just one day at a time. That's all I got.
JAYLEN to your left, in the back.
JAYLEN to your left, in the back.
David Murphy with the Philadelphia Inquirer.
David
You're
Murphy
coming
with
into
the
a
Philadelphia
situation
Inquirer.
where
You're coming into a
Joel's
situation
been here
where
for a long time.
obviously Joel's been here for a long time.
Pretty well established. And you've
Tyrese
got,
is pretty well
kind of
established.
The king
and
coming
you've got,
over.
kind of the king coming
The
over.
dynamics in terms of leadership.
The dynamics in terms of
teammates.
leadership.
Is that something that will need to be
teammates.
figured out?
Is that something that will need to be figured
the
out?
question of kind of whose team is it?
The
Yeah,
question
I mean,
of kind of whose team
to
is
be
it?
honest, it doesn't have to be
Yeah, I
anybody's
mean,
team. It just
to be
needs
honest, it doesn't have to
based
be
in
anybody's
respect and
team.
work.
It just needs to
And that's
be
kinda
based
like
in respect
my
and work.
approach. I want to earn
And that's
everybody
kinda like
respect and
my
trust,
approach. I
which
want to
take
earn
time.
everybody respect
You know what I
and
mean?
trust,
Obviously,
which take time.
It's,
You know what I
it's a
mean?
lot of guys
Obviously,
with talent,
it's
egos.
a lot of guys with
To
talent.
win, you got to be able to
egos.
sacrifice. You got to be
To
able
win,
to,
you got to be able to
have trust
sacrifice.
and
You got to be able
communication.
to,
I want to
have
come
trust
in
and
transparent.
communication.
I want to come in with my
I want to
agenda
come
on
in
the table. Look,
transparent.
this
I
is
want
what
to
I'm
come
here
in
to
with
do.
my
This is what I
agenda
want
on
to
the
do.
table. Look,
I want
this
to
is what
win.
I'm here to do.
And
This
we
is what I
kind of
want to
figure out how to,
win.
you know,
And we kind of
respectfully
figure out how to
move around each
you know,
other.
respectfully
But it
move
takes
around each
it
other.
takes a level of time to develop and earn
it takes a
respect from
level
each
of
other.
time to
But
develop
my
and earn
approach has
respect
always
from
been
each
my
other.
work ethic.
But my
So,
approach
like
has
being the
always
first
been
to
my
the
work
gym,
ethic.
being
So
in the
like
film
being
room,
the first to the gym.
you know, I'm looking
being in the
forward to
film
learning
room,
from LeBron.
you know,
Looking forward to learning from all those guys. But
looking forward to
you know,
learning
even
from
LeBron,
all those guys.
everything
but,
that he's
even LeBron
endured
just
during his career
everything
on
that
and
he's
off the floor.
endured
Like,
during
one
his
of my
career
favorite things
on and
to
off
do
the
is
floor.
learn. You know,
Like
I
one of my
can't wait
favorite
to
things to
just
do is learn.
soak up
You
as
know,
much
I can't
information
wait
as I
to
can
just
and apply it to
soak up as
myself.
much information as I can and
How would
apply
you
it to
characterize
myself.
your relationship with Joel?
How would you characterize
up until
your
now and
relationship
what's
with
the
Joel
communication been
up
like,
until now, and
with you?
what's the communication
Joel
been
has
like
been good.
with
You
you?
know, me and Joel have been
Joel
friends
has been
throughout the
good.
years.
You know, me and
Having
Joel have
mutual
been friends
respect,
throughout
you
the
know.
years.
I know he
Having
loves
mutual
soccer. I love
respect,
soccer,
you know.
so we
I know
talk
he
about
loves
that a
soccer.
lot.
I love soccer,
and stuff
so
like
we
that.
talk about that a lot.
He
Stuff
reached
like
out
that.
too when I got traded.
He reached out
the
too
same
when I
day. You know, I
got
talked to
traded.
him on the
He reached
phone.
out the same day.
So
You know, I talked to him on the
I'm
phone.
looking forward. I'm looking forward to earning everybody's trust and respect.
Earning everybody's trust and
grinding
respect.
and impacting winning. That's what
grinding.
I've done my whole
Impacting
career.
winning.
I
That's
plan
what
on doing the same
I've
thing
done
here.
my whole career. I plan on doing the same thing here.
Jaylen, right here. Back right over here.
Jalen, right here.
Paul Hudrick, Liberty Ballers. Welcome to Philly.
Paul Hudrick, Liberty Ballers. Welcome to Philly.
You were a guy who was a high draft pick.
But you came into a contending team in a very competitive situation.
Kind of the same
DJ
thing,
Edgecombe
I guess.
is dealing with
What
kind of the
allowed
same
you to
thing,
kinda
I
have
guess.
success in that
What
environment?
allowed
What
you
can
to
you
kind of have
pass
success
along
in
to
that
him to
environment,
help
and
him
what
as he
can you
kinda
maybe pass along to him to
Yeah, I
help
think
him as he
BJ's
kind
in
of
a similar
navigates that?
situation that maybe
Yeah,
that
I think
was
BJ's in a
couple
similar
years
situation
ago.
than maybe
We had,
that I
like,
was
some of
a
those
couple of years ago.
rosters
We
that
had,
were
like,
really
some of those
like,
rosters that were
stacked
really
with like a decent amount of talent.
stacked
And
with
I looked
like
at
a
it
decent amount
like
of talent.
a learning
And
opportunity.
I looked at it
you know what I
like
mean? Some of
a
those
learning opportunity.
moments that I learned
You know what I
from
mean?
back
Some
then
of those
with the
moments
players that I
learned
played
from
with,
back
Kyrie
then,
Irving,
with
Gordon
the players that I
Hayward,
played
Kemba
with,
Walker,
Kyrie Irving, Gordon
et
Hayward,
cetera.
Kemba Walker.
Some of that
et cetera.
stuff I benefited from later in my
Some of
career.
that stuff I benefited
because I took
from
the
later in
time
my
to
career.
learn and talk to
Because I took the time
watch
to
their
learn and
workouts,
talk
see
to
their mentality, and
watch their
approach,
workouts,
take
see their
things that they
mentality
do well
and
and add it to
approach,
my game,
take things that they
and
do
just
well
keep
and
an
add it
open
to my
mind. So,
game.
you know, I'm
and just keep an
DJ's all
open
year
mind.
to
So,
just
I'm gonna
learn
be
and grow.
all year to just
You know, he's
like,
21,
learn
just
and
turned
grow.
21, just
he's
you know,
21, he just turned
so
21.
he's got a bright future. You know, this
so
could be a great opportunity.
He's got a bright
for him to
future.
learn from a bunch
this
of
could be a
guys.
great opportunity.
And
for
then
him to
also
learn
his
from a bunch of
talent
guys.
level. You
And
know,
then also
he's
his
going
talent level.
He's going to carve out space for himself just because his talent level alone.
Carve out
So
space
I'm
for
excited
himself
for
just because his
BJ,
talent level
and I'm a
alone.
fan.
So I'm
He killed
excited
us.
for BJ, and I'm a fan.
There
He
was a
killed
lot
us.
of the other guys
in that
we knew
series.
about,
There was a
but
lot
he was
of
the difference
the other
maker.
guys we knew about,
A lot
but
of
he
times
was the
we played
difference
him in those
maker.
series. So
A lot of times we played him
I'm
in
a
those
fan
series.
from
So
afar, for sure.
I'm a fan from afar for sure.
Bobby Manning, CLNS Media, over here.
Bobby Manning, CLNS Media.
Jalen, how would you characterize
Jalen,
your
how would you
relationship with Jason
describe
over the last
your
year,
relationship with Jason over the last
Is that a
year,
partnership
Jason
you both
Tatum?
wanted to continue?
Is that a
before the
partnership
trade?
you both wanted to continue
You
before
know,
the trade?
we won a championship together.
You know,
so
we won a championship together.
You would think
So
like
anybody that you win a
that's what,
championship, you would think like
a brotherhood
that's
or
what
a lifelong legacy would
a
entail.
brotherhood or a lifelong
Obviously,
legacy would
there's
entail.
ups and downs.
Obviously,
any type of
there's ups and
relationship
downs
for sure, but
in any type
on my
of
end,
relationship,
it's
for
nothing but
sure.
respect.
But on my end, it's nothing but respect.
Besides when he plays the Sixers,
I hope
besides
he
when
does
he
plays the Sixers,
but
I
other than
hope
that,
he does well.
Everything for me
but
is
other
just
than
based
that,
in respect.
Everything for me
You
is
guys
just
been able
based
to
in
talk?
respect.
Have you guys been able
not
to
really.
talk?
Not really.
Hey, Jalen, in the middle, a little bit to
Hey,
your right.
Jalen, in the middle, a little bit to your right.
Kai Carlin, Sixers Wire.
Jalen,
I just wanted
Kai
to
Carlin,
really follow
Sixers
up
Wire.
on the VJ
I just
question.
wanted
I
to
guess how
really
much
follow
of
up on the
do you
VJ
take it upon
question. I
yourself
guess
to
how
maybe
much
be
of
like
it
a mentor to
do you
the
take it
younger
upon
guys,
yourself
like
to
a
maybe be
VJ
like a
or
mentor to the younger guys, like a
Justin,
VJ
these younger
or a
guys? Do you take that
LeBaron,
upon yourself
a
at
Danny
all
Justin,
to
these younger
kinda be
guys?
like
Like,
a
do you take that
veteran
upon
mentor
yourself at all
type of
to
player?
kind of be like a veteran mentor type of player for them?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I just come in with the mentality to come in with the mentality to impact winning and lead by example. I'm not designating myself as nothing. You got to earn that with time and trust, and people gravitate naturally or they don't. But my focus is on winning. My focus is on leading by example, and you just go from there.
Hi, Jalen. How are you?
you
Welcome to
doing?
Philly. I'm Breland from Fox 29. I just wanted to ask you, you touched on it a little bit about why we are here, but I wanted to ask you about the setting for this press conference. It's very different from what we're used to as media members. Why was it important for you to be out in the community and really just start your career here in Philadelphia amongst the people?
Thank you. That's a great question. For me, and people who know my family and I, we are rooted in the community. That's where we hang our hat, is being able to affect other people's lives. I think we're very blessed. I think we've been able to help our own family and be able to kind of change the course of what our generation or our family name could possibly do. But we look forward to being able to impact others and being able to touch families and households that we may never get to see. So being here at Francis J is as I'm still getting to learn this community, I just wanted to make it important that this was a important pillar in my life and the community and the foundation. And as I'm getting started on a journey and embarking the journey here in Philadelphia, the introduction, your first impression is everything. So I just wanted to let people know in Philadelphia that this is something that is important to me. And my first introduction to the city through my press conference today, I think is just an example of that. So I'm happy to be here, and thank you to to the community for allowing me to be here and hold my space here. But I'm looking forward to learning the community, meeting some people, like-minded individuals, and doing some work. So, that's what we're about.
That for me. Hi. Dan Gelson with the Associated Press. Jaylen, with so many traditional high-volume scorers on this team, I mean, you have scoring champions. You were fourth in the league last year. Do you feel you're going to have to change your approach to how you are going to score? Is there enough, the common question is there enough ball to go around for four guys who are used to scoring so much? Is there anything you feel like you'll have to do to adapt to so many teammates who can score?
My focus is winning. So, I mean, obviously, other people's focus may be scoring, and my focus is going into every practice, every meeting, every shoot around, every film session is like, how do we win night in and night out? So sometimes that may change, sometimes it may look different, but whatever it takes, at this point in my career, nothing else really moves me. Like, I don't care about the outside success. I never did. You know what I mean? I don't care about the MVP awards or the finals MVP. None of that stuff really moves me. It's nice, but the only thing that's going to move me is doing something collectively. So a championship. So that's what I'm looking forward to, trying to start that journey and building towards. But, all the other stuff that comes along with it is just a distraction to me. Like, whatever it takes on a night-to-night basis, it's like whatever it takes.
Hey, Jaylen, straight ahead. Mike Sealski from the Philadelphia Inquirer. This is a franchise that hasn't won a championship since 1983. It can be a pretty pressured market, and you obviously played in a pretty pressured market in Boston. How do you handle that? Do you let it in? Do you shut it out? Are you aware of it? Obviously you're kind of part of the media too in the discussion about yourself and whatever team you might be on. How do you handle that kind of external pressure that comes with playing with a team expected to win a championship?
That's a good question. I think at different points in my career, how I've handled pressure would probably look different. At this point now, I probably ignore a lot of it, or just like kind of let it just be water under the bridge. My relationship with the media hasn't always been the best. That's part of the reason why I started streaming and stuff like that. But for me, how I handle pressure, I played in Boston for the last 10 years, and the pressure is high there. It's title town. They expect to win every single year, and they're always looking for someone to blame. So some of those years it was me, and so I've been through that. You know what I mean? So all I come with is my work ethic, my mentality, impact on winning, and that's just my approach. Like I come with nothing else matter. Like, just how do we win games?
Jaylen, Tony Jones from The Athletic again. Just if you can put yourself in a bird's eye view, because I know you're a player and you're close to this. Can you describe Philadelphia's offseason to you in terms of just the collective and getting you and being able to get LeBron, but also Dean Wade and Anthony Simons, just everything that the front office was able to accomplish, and what were your thoughts on that? Just kind of on the collective.
I think they did a great job. I think they did a great job. Like, obviously on paper we're excellent. I think so. We have a lot of talent, compared to other teams in the league. But I've been around a long time, long enough to know that just what you have on paper don't really mean nothing. Doesn't really. It can if you put the work in, but it also, if you allow distractions, if you allow the media to get into your locker room, if you allow certain things and the personalities don't work, it can be a detriment. So I'm aware that it could go either way. It just takes the amount of work and the transparency and the leadership can really guide this thing or not. So for me, I'm just focused on that. How can I, lead with my heart, lead with my work, my mentality. Obviously on paper we look great, but like, let's all slow down. It takes real work every single day in order to make something like this happen. So for me, the work has started already. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a stranger to work. My relationship with work is great. So I'm looking forward to doing whatever it is I need to do, whoever I need to talk to to make sure that we get on the same page and that everybody's focused on the same thing. Because that we do that, then we'll be where we want to be.
Final question, back left, Gary Walker.
JAYLEN, Gary Walsh from Boston Globe. How difficult have the past 6 weeks been? You were obviously open for, the Giannis trade potentially didn't go through. Then you were kind of dangled out there for a while. Then people started kind of dissecting your game, dissecting your personality, your impact in the locker room. How did you deal with that, and how difficult was that? And now are you motivated to change what people think of you?
Yeah. How difficult? What's the honest? How do I answer that, Gary? I don't know. I feel like I've dealt with that for a while, internally, externally. You know what I mean? I just choose to not focus on. I choose to focus on what I focus on. Obviously, it got to a threshold this offseason that was a little bit higher than it's been in the past, right? Where I think people attacked my character. Someone even went as far as said I had a disease, so it's been a crazy transition, to be honest. But none of it is completely surprising, even though like some of these things were said externally, internally, and through organization and stuff like that. There's been conversations that, so to be honest, how surprised was I? I wasn't that surprised. It's just been a crazy process and transition. And then obviously getting traded to the Sixers, like somebody that you competed against for the last 10 years, someone that you've just been a rival, and that was a process too. So it's been a lot of stuff, and then having to move your family and move places, and it has been a lot. But people deal with it every day. People have to change, relocate. Players. It ain't no. I'm not complaining up here. I appreciate you asking the question, but it is what it is. So let's get to it.
Take for Less is a name that
Chad, how do we feel about that? I feel like Jaylen Brown is going to be dope. This is going to be a good year. I think we're going to do great. I'm not really worried about it. I don't care what his attitude is. I don't care what he says outside of the facility. Let's just go fucking win basketball games. I'll see you guys next time.